All right, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today we are doing an oil change on a 2010 Toyota Camry. Nothing too exciting on this other than it has a cartridge filter. And if you guys aren't too familiar with that, so for this model, it's going to take an EcoGuard 5608. If you're not too familiar, this is your oil pan. This is where you drain the oil. I've already drained that out, so I'll spare you that part. But under here you have a, let me tighten it up so for filming, but you have a cartridge filter under here. And what you do is you first remove this bottom cap, which is obviously a lot tighter than that, but after I loosen it up, I'm like, no, let me shoot a video on that. So that's your cap, and inside your filter you're going to get this little adapter. And basically what you're doing is you're pushing this adapter up in here, and what it will do is it will drain oil out. So when you break this, you don't have it pouring over the side on you. So that's the one part. And then you need this cartridge removal tool. I'll put the links below, but basically you're lining it up on there, and you'll see the basically the little fingers, I guess, or anyway. So after you get it, break the tension on it, you can remove this tool, and then that comes out. But anyway, see how it's got these little prongs, fingers, whatever you want to call them, and it lines up on here. That's to make sure you get the right tension and torque to take this off. And then you have your filter that's there, so throw that out. And then it has a little O-ring here, and I use a little tool to remove that O-ring. So that's your old O-ring. Throw that out, and then in your new cartridge filter, it's going to come with a new O-ring. So you put this new O-ring on the outside, and definitely make sure you put the new O-ring on here. Rubber under a lot of heat and oil and stuff gets kind of wrecked. Okay, make sure that sits in there. Make sure you get some oil on it so it slides tighter. Then you put your new filter like so, and then you're going to put the cartridge back up there. And when it starts getting tight, that's when you put your tool, one of your little fingers up on that. And then you're going to keep torquing it. It doesn't need much. I think it's like 15 or 20 pounds of pressure. But you'll keep going, and you'll feel it kind of like tighten up the bottom out. Okay, so that's tight. So that's in place. That's not going anywhere. And then you get your little bottom pressure relief valve, I guess you want to call it. You put that in there. Then you want to, same thing. Just go until it tightens down. And then that's it. And that's your whole oil change process on your Toyota Camry 2010. And this works on most Toyotas that actually have that cartridge filter. And like I said, you'll need that tool. But other than that, I think that was about it. And then it's a regular oil change from there. You bring it down, you add your oil in. And it's going to take 5 quarts of 020 synthetic oil. I use the Cam 2 because that's pretty decent, but there's a lot of other good oils out there. But let me bring this down. And I'll show you where the oil goes. And like I said, remember to actually drain the oil out from underneath there. And then while we have it here, I'm going to shoot another quick video. And they were complaining that their tire pressure sensors weren't working, so let me fire up my Maxi T PMS tool, and we're going to go around and check all their tires for them. All right. Yep. Keep passing Toyota. This is going to be a Camry, and it's going to be a 2007 to 11. All right, let's go here. Okay, and we're going to go to trigger right there. All right, so that one's good. That's going to go over here. Trigger that one. So that one's good. Go to this back one. Trigger. That one's good there. Then we're going to go here. And it looks like this sensor is probably bad. So that's why they're not getting a reading. And you got to let it go through the process of see what's going on with it. But without even completing the rest of the process, that is definitely dead. But it does take I guess up to a minute for it to cycle through to see what's going on. Alright, so that's basically dead. Even though it's registering, signal's not strong enough for the computer to communicate. So that's what's going on there. And I wonder if I can take a picture of that in that camera. But anyway, all right, we'll just leave this off to the side. And we'll do the oil change, and I'll take a picture of that later. And that's about the right height. And then we'll go through and we will bring up all the tire pressures. And bring them all to about 38 PSI. Tire pressure is good on all those. And they said they were losing pressure on this tire, but it seemed good. This is we're going through. Let's see if there's any nails or any pressure leaking. Okay, so I'm going to bring it all the way down. I'm going to add oil. Okay. That's inside. You're going to add oil here. Add your oil fill cap. All right. Like I said, 0 to 20 is what this engine takes. Drain out. Get the next one ready. Drain completely. That's garbage. Do you believe I actually emptied that garbage not too long ago? But anyway, okay, get the next one. Okay. Let that drain out. I think this is the last one. Yep. Spray that hood latch. It looks kind of needs a little TLC. And just make sure that mechanism continues to work properly for them. I always like to give these a quick little squirt. That's because I always have a habit of sliding down. Alright. So that's your oil. Let it drain off in there. Make sure you put your oil cap on. Okay. And always do a double check on your oil, just to make sure. So, yep, it's right where that little dot is. So that's perfect. And we'll check the rest of the engine. Belts look okay. Power steering looks good. That's your coolant. And we'll stick in there, and that looks like that's at the right level. Everything else looks good in here. Brake fluid right where it should be reservoir-wise. So everything looks good. All right. Anyway, that's your Toyota Camry 2010 with a cartridge filter. Other than that, Brian from Garage Mahal. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Be safe out there, folks.